Oh, I'm sorry about that. I was actually watching it on the YouTube screen, and YouTube and StreamYard's like 2 seconds behind each other. Listen, I'm getting better, almost better, but my head is still not perfect. But you know what? The show must go on. Even my half energy is probably more better than some of you at your full energy. That's the way it works. That's the way it is. Look at that, guys. We got Connor, and the only reason why we got Connor is he got this thing that canceled on him. But you know what? He got things to do. He could be on here. So he's on here with us. It sucks that your thing got canceled tonight, but what's worse? Not being here at all either. That would have been worse.
Exactly. I'm glad to be here. I'm really bummed about the filmmakers meeting getting canceled. One guy in the whole store is sick and they cancel a meeting. Like, come on, man. It is July 2022. We need to move forward with this. I am sick of the crap, but we will keep moving forward. We'll make our own filmmakers meetings and make our own movies.
Exactly.
If the capital.
Are you okay? I'm better, guys. I'm better. I finally got some sleep in the last 48 hours. It was horrible for me yesterday. I don't know if you've seen it on the show. My brain was hurting because I didn't get no sleep. Got a little bit of sleep last night, so of course I'm better. But guys, that can't stop us from doing a damn show. There's things out there we don't understand. There's just things all over this world, this planet. I got one that's from Greenland. That's right. We're going to be visiting Greenland. All right, from Greenland. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this. Of course, it's another sea creature, but it's called. I'm gonna try to pronounce this, guys. It's in the description. The Qalupalik, the Inuit mythology. Probably said it so wrong, and now that everybody in Greenland is probably pissed off, saying, "Who the fuck this white guy from America trying to pronounce our words?" Well, it is what it is. Actually, this sea creature has also, according to the folklore story, has been seen in the Canada lakes. Probably been seen in a lot of places, a lot of lakes. But what the hell am I even talking about? I'll just play you guys the video. Oh, maybe I start over. I gotta start over.
Hi there guys, I'm Danny and welcome to today's episode of All Monsters Go to Space. Today I'm covering the Inuit Qalupalik. She's a human-esque mythical being who lives in the Arctic Ocean. She's said to have long, dark hair with green, bumpy skin, much like the sculpin fish, and she also has long fingernails. Some versions even say that they smell like sulfur and make a humming sound as they go. In the myths, the Qalupalik steal children, but they only ever take children that appear to be abandoned or are walking too close to the water or the ice's edge. Some tales say these beings wear elder duck clothing that have a large pouch on their backs, specifically for the children. She will hide and watch the children as they play. Then, without warning, they reach out and grab them. Another version, one that I heard personally, was that the Qalupaliks are a group of pale women who take lone children to raise them as their own, since they can't have any. They raise them to adulthood, and the girls will either become Qalupaliks, or they will go on to find more children, while the boys are either returned, killed, or become hunters and protectors. The Qalupaliks are almost like a warning story, I guess. Kind of like, go to bed, or the boogeyman will come and eat your toes sort of thing. It's used to try to prevent children from wandering too close to the edge of water or out onto thin ice. It is also said that if you hear knocking on the ice, it's them, and if the waters become choppy or steamy, it is also a sign of them hiding beneath the waters. There is also one last story I was able to find. A grandmother lived in a hut with her young grandson. They had no other family and were exceedingly poor. A few people took pity on them and would bring them meat and blubber. The boy would constantly cry because he was hungry, and in her anger, his grandmother told him to be quiet. When he wouldn't, she asked for the Qalupalik to take him away. One came and did so. Not long after this, she became more affluent, and she regretted her decision. She told an Inuit and his wife about it, and they hoped to help. The waters had thawed out a little by now, and when the tide rose, the child would sit on one of the cracks that had been formed. He had a length of seaweed tied around him, and the other end was being held by their Qalupalik. The Inuit man saw the boy and tried to approach, but the boy called out, "Two men are coming, one with a double jacket, the other with a foxskin jacket." Then he was pulled back into the water. A while later, they saw the child again. This time they tried to be very careful to not be heard, but when they were a hand's breadth away, he called out and he was pulled under again. But they never gave up trying though. They waited near the crack until he showed up. Hidden, they watched. The boy popped up again, and before he could call out, the man grabbed him and cut the seaweed rope. They didn't return him to the abusive grandmother, but raised him as their own, and he grew up to become one of the great hunters. So this was a very short and sweet video for you all. If you have any other information on these beings, then, as always, leave a comment. I hope you...
No, these cryptids are such an interesting story. I went and found 2 videos for this kind of a cryptid because the stories are just fascinating on this one, just all over the place. So here's another one on the same kind of creature, but I like to hear kind of a different point of views in a way.
Mythological creatures, Qalupalik. The Inuit children of the Arctic knew never to get too close to the water's edge because there, underneath the ice, Qalupalik lay waiting for them. The first thing the Inuit children were told they would hear when Qalupalik was near would be the eerie, distant hum of its song under the sea. But if the Qalupalik was too eager to contain itself, then it would gently tap its fingers on the ice under their feet. Qalupalik could be seen only for the flash of an instant before it was gone. It would leap out from under the water, its long, sharp fingernails would allegedly sink into its victim's flesh and drag them forward. Its victim would get one quick, brief glimpse of its face, which was somewhat like a woman's, which had turned green and bloated from decomposing under the sea. The Inuit child or victim might experience a few final moments of a pain in the frozen depths of the Arctic waters, as the ice-cold water rushed into their open, screaming throat. They would feel the very blood in their veins freeze in through the haze of the water. Hear their families' distant, muffled voices, crying out their name. The Qalupalik, likely, was told to Inuit children as a means of keeping them out of harm's way, like wandering too close to treacherous, frozen Arctic waters.
So what do you think of those creatures?
Fascinating. I think it's really cool how they will start their, I don't think it's cool, but I think it's interesting that they can like start their own little army.
Yes.
The kids, the females will end up turning into them, and then
Yes.
the males turn into the protectors and the hunters. It's an interesting concept, seeing how it can expand. I don't know many, cryptids that create like their own fortress and kingdom with their victims.
It's almost like a werewolf in a way, but like you said, like, if you look at bees got the queen and she's got the soldiers, you got the workers. They're almost like the same thing. They have the males, like you said, the hunters, and the females become them.
Yeah.
And they go after their children. I mean, that's some scary shit. They go after the children, the cracking sound. I mean, this is...
Yeah, it's really cool. And of course, very similar to mermaids and sirens. And very, very fascinating. It makes you think twice when you're on the water's edge. I'm worried about alligators. I should be worried about these freaky mamas.
And Matt's right. The Cherokee called it the Lotokolas. So
very cool.
It's just not related to Greenland, which this story is Greenland's, but they've been known in Canada, other parts of the country. I guess the cold parts of the countries, maybe up in the Alaska Ocean. I'm sure it's just weird to think about. That's a cryptid that I don't want to mess with.
Tell me.
And then we're gonna right I still want to stay on the cryptids. I want to jump over real quick to Bigfoot and Nons because he has a cryptid, the Kentucky Crawler.
Yes.
So let me see if I can make it bigger without switching channel. Oh, it always does that. But here we go.
That's a costume.
That's a costume right there?
The other one.
Oh. Hold on, I'm just trying to hit the mute because I know sometimes the music is copyrighted. Look at that.
We made that music, so you have permission. But I don't know if YouTube knows that, so you know.
I hate God, you just hit it. Okay, here we go. That's almost like the Fresno Nightcrawler.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the sound. So our song got made good.
So let me ask you. Now, for everybody, let's just say that is something. That is some kind of a creature or beast. What do you think that is, Connor? You think that's more of a ghost kind of figure, or that's actually some kind of a white creature?
Yeah, that's a pale crawler. That's a physical being. At a couple points later, you could see long hair. So I think
Yeah. It almost looks like the neck grows. Is it going to the edge? Is that the edge? Oh, wow. I mean, that's neat. Now, you saying this is, oh, that's a costume right there, huh? Oh, hello? Can you hear me? Oh, did Connor freeze? Oh, he froze, huh? Oh, I didn't even realize he froze. Oh, there he is.
I'm back. I think the pale crawler cursed me a little bit. But yeah, I don't know where it kicked me out at, but definitely a physical creature, has long hair. The creature's in the descent, probably lives underground, has poor vision during the day. But yeah, that right there is a costume. You could see the shoes in the back. I say it in the caption. I say realistic costume because it is a really so if I could, clear things up for people, then heck yeah. You can actually see his shoes come out of the water right there.
Well, that's why you gotta, you gotta question everything. You gotta research everything because there's costumes nowadays. They do it right. Practical costumes look more real than what you create on a computer, create on CGI if you get a really good artist.
Exactly. It's a fun video.
And who knows how far somebody would go to try to have fun, prove a point. I mean, guys, when you're young or old, people try to pull pranks all the time. So you got to be careful out there. So I like that you showing this video that, hey, this is not real, but look how real it looks. Yeah. So double check your stuff out there.
Definitely. And I've been just trying to share as much footage out there as possible because there is obvious hoaxes that people, still aren't clear about, just like we show on this show, Yeah. Sometimes we show clips from, the early 2000s, and it's new to some people, it's new to us. So it's very important just to spread awareness.
This fast one, this is going to be a question for Daily Dan because he caught this. It's supposed to be the last 10 seconds before a trail cam is destroyed. So my question is for Dan: is this your trail cam or is this?
It's not.
It's a transfer footage.
Yeah, I've seen that footage before.
So what is it?
He's just sharing it.
So is it just like? Are they saying that this thing here what broke the cam?
I never heard that angle. I just heard it was a trail cam footage of a Sasquatch, and you could see its face right there. It's pretty wild. I don't think that's a ghost or anything. That's a physical creature, but you can still kind of see it play with the light and camouflage as well, though.
Yeah. This is actually for me. This is actually my first time seeing it. That's why I like it when people share stuff because not everybody have seen everything, people. I'm telling you out there, if you think everybody's seen every single footage there is, it's almost impossible. There's millions of footages out there, and I love it when Connor, Dan, different people share stuff. I don't care if it's year old, 10 years old, from yesterday. There's just so many footages might not seen it. Yeah, you can see it right there. It does start to form. You know, I mean, I have questions like, did this thing like go up to the cam and like put his face next to it? Because that's a big head shot on a cam. You know, a cam captures the whole footage, and this head's covering up almost the whole camera. But then the camera goes out. So that's why I'm curious. Is this thing supposedly the thing that broke it?
My advice is stay curious. You know, I dig for these videos for my life, and very rarely do you get the actual roots unless you talk to the people directly. It gets shared by so many people and circulated that, you know, we just got to take it for what it is.
Yeah.
It's great.
And you're right. And a story goes from here, different. And I always say, you know, sometimes you got to find the source. Where did it start? Sometimes it's hard when it's share. But if you can't follow the source, maybe that's where you can get your answers.
For sure.
But that
is
a
very cool shot.
That is interesting. So thanks for putting it on your channel. Otherwise, I would have never seen that shot. I got another ghost caught on camera type of footage. I can't tell you where it came from, if it's real or not. But with all of us together, we can have some fun. Take a look at it. Now, I don't even know where this footage is, and I'm not here to tell you that it's real or fake. I just don't know. I thought I'd share it, get people in the chat, your ideas. Have you seen this? What do you hear about it? It's called The Haunting Most Horrible Ghost House Ghost Caught on Videotape. Everything is the most haunted ghost caught ever. I said that, you know, every video says that they're the most. But take a look at the shadow. There's actually no sound on this, guys, but you're going to see a shadow walking across. Did I press play? Oh, it's playing. Okay. It's going to come. Then I shorten it to just that ghost. There it is. You see it walking right there. I mean, it looks like a pure shape of a human. Like somebody causing that fake shadow. Then here I am. I took that part, and I slow motion it.
Personally, I think that's an app or a filter or CGI. The shadow is too perfect. If it was a ghost or even a person, shadows, they still shift and change with light because light is not perfect. Like that's computer. You know, I think that's computer. I think it's bend down at the end. Like
when I try to find information, there was like no information or nothing. Like, okay, usually when there's no information, it's crisp because right here it's too good looking shape of a man walking. It's like too defined.
Yeah.
But I like it. It's fun. It's fun.
It's good practice. Honestly, that is good practice. Like it's like a mugshot. You know, you get 5 ghost videos and you throw 2 of these in and you just work on it. You know, you work on deciphering just so it's not, you don't bite on everything. You know, I think that would be a important little tool or experiment. Yeah. But very cool. I think it was a cool video, and the fact that we can maybe decipher it.
My good friend Hazel. Actually, Hazel, I'm using one of your videos today in the Mandela effect part, and I was so glad to see you guys go live. I didn't realize it was 6 months since you guys did a live show. I love it when you guys go live. I learn new stuff. So glad to see you guys going back to some live shows. You know, you get used to some live shows, and when they go away, you're like, it's like a song. Don't know what you got till it's gone. It's like, man, it's gone. I miss it. Where is it? Where's it go? Where's it gone? I mean, Hazel was still making individual videos, but sometimes they'll do a weekly show, and when they're gone, it's like, damn, I miss it. Now, guys, this next one is hold on. Okay, the next one is the title of the show today. It's kind of a good question. The haunted forest, mysterious forest fires, and the paranormal. What the title is, what they're saying in this video is, not all forest fire. Now, first of all, forest fires suck. People's lives get destroyed, houses. So I'm not making fun of the forest fires itself, but the question is, are some of these forest fires are set by the paranormal? That's the question. That's a good question, right? It's not like we know exactly. I mean, most likely from 100 degrees weather, the sun shining, but can a paranormal set a forest fire? Let's check out this video. It's very interesting.
Forces of nature beyond our control have always drawn legends and all from humankind since time unremembered, and often serve as wellsprings of tales of the odd and unusual. One particular type of natural catastrophe that had birthed some intriguing stories of the bizarre are forest fires, and here we have tales of ghosts, high strangeness, Bigfoot, and more. A very weird and spooky tale concerning a forest fire seems to have firm roots in the paranormal world of ghosts and specters. Lying in Southern California within the San Gabriel Mountains and the sprawling Angeles National Park is the magnificent South Mount Hawkins. Known for its pristine, unspoiled natural splendor and as being a haven for all manner of outdoor activities, South Mount Hawkins is nevertheless scarred by a bit of dark history. On September 1, 2002, this expanse of rugged beauty was hit by a major fire that raged through the canyon and basin of Park's recreation area, destroying large swaths of forest and severely damaging the main highway that passes through the remote area. Known as the Curve Fire, this conflagration is believed to have begun at a fire lookout tower erected in 1935 upon the summit of South Mount Hawkins, which was unfortunately old, brittle, and made of wood. Rumors soon spread that this fire was not started by any natural means, but rather by a shadowy cult-like group, which had performed some dark ritual up there at the tower involving animal sacrifices and perhaps had awakened something that had sparked the flames. Whether this all had really had anything to do with the bizarre phenomena that would follow or not.
Now, if you didn't hear that part, now you heard the part where he says the cult doing some sacrificing of animals, but what he said, if you missed it, is apparently they wakened something up that caused the fire. Now, if they caused it, they're part of a cult. That's probably an easy thing to say. I'm not saying it's true or not. Well, we didn't start it, but we woken something up whenever they woke up. But truth is, there is a lot of cult stuff, a lot of sacrificing that goes on in these forests, these mountains. These mountains, you think they're nice and clean and beautiful? You don't know what people are doing back there. There's all different kind of cults and all that. Could they wake something up and cause a fire? Maybe.
Remains uncertain, but follow it did. In the aftermath of the blazing fire, local residents and tourists and hikers alike began to report of hearing outlandish wails and shrieks echoing out from the forest of South Mount Hawkins, as well as seeing strange apparitions darting about. Wandering the woods were seen birds, rabbits, and cats that seemed to have something off about them. From a distance they were seen to have odd, disjointed movements, and upon drawing closer it could be seen that they had hair missing, odd hardened flesh, and eye sockets devoid of eyes, merely gaping black holes that stared into nothingness. Some hikers even reported being stalked by these prowling apparitions. Rumors quickly sprang up that these were the spirits of animals killed by the cult in the ritual that had led to the fire, that it had awakened some primal evil, and there were those who refused to go anywhere near the area. On top of this, there have also frequently seen tall shadowy figures standing top ridges on the mountain, very similar to the dark watchers I wrote of recently, as well as furtive dark entities flitting about and lurking in the trees. Apparently these zombie-like animal specters and shadow people have still been spotted from time to time right up to the present, and whether it is all an urban legend or not, South Mount Hawkins certainly seems to have its share of creepy stories.
You know, when you see a house on fire, you see some destruction. You know, we all try to wondering, did we leave something on? Did we did this? Did we do that? How do we truly not know if the paranormal is doing something. If you believe in ghosts, if you do, I'm not saying y'all believe in ghosts, but the ones who do, how do you know that it's not them who are causing some damage? I'm just saying.
Right. And then after the forest fire, all the residual energy, you know, all those black-eyed animals, again, it was expanding to the whole forest. You know, you have deer, rabbit, birds, probably the insects and everything in between, kind of cursed by the land and by this fire and what started the fire. Whew, it's a dark, you know, image, but very interesting on the paranormal spectrum. Yeah. Wow, what a place to be.
Here's like Sean G wrote, I've heard a lot of stories from old cold camp communities. Does digging up ancient tribal land for cold disturb spirits? Possible, right? I mean, you want people to get off your land, you know, you're a spirit, you're a tribe. How are you going to get people off your land? You're probably either going to have to hurt them, cause some kind of fire or something to get people off. You ain't just going to go say, boo, and they're going to be running. When there's money in line, these companies ain't going to leave. People ain't going to leave.
Yeah, and the executives will just send us minions, you know, right to the front line. Isn't that what the movie's all about in theaters right now? Minions? Just, hey, y'all, to the front of the line.
Ooh, Oracles Beyond's got a true crime show. That's awesome, because I love true crime. This might sound weird to you people. A lot of times my wife and I go to hotels, when you're in for the night, we would watch Forensic Files in the hotels. We love crime stories. I know it's weird, right? You're in a hotel, you know. Maybe I should be watching porn, not crime stories, but it is what it is. I love crime stories, and I'm glad to see Cassie and them doing crime stories, because, man, there's some interesting crime stories. But even crime stories, you know, what if they're done by the paranormal?
Yeah, I love true crime, murder, cryptid, paranormal. It all links together. One of my favorite podcasts I've ever done was called Sugar Coated Murder, and it was a true crime podcast. And on it, it's hosted by two wonderful women, and you bake. And I baked a key lime pound cake while talking about true crime and Bigfoot. And that was just something that always stuck out to me. So I and you, of course, are gluing all of this together because there is some kind of divine energy connection between it all. Of course, these sacred locations bring out the strangeness, and then us human beings, I don't think we're built to handle it correctly. No. So then we true crime it up. So it's a wild balance to walk.
Yeah. Sorry, Brown Dwarf. Sorry for using that word porn. I shouldn't use that word. My daughter discovered the show Friends. She's been watching Friends, and it seems like that show, they love porn. I mean, they talk about porn all the time on that show. I'm not lying. They always talk about porn, their favorite thing, how they pay all this money and rent it. And it's like, wow, like, damn.
On a more our subject, Brown Dwarf, he just said Murder Mountain. He lived there for years.
Yeah.
He just posted this video recently. He's on this hillside, and there's an abandoned car flipped over the hillside, and it's just crazy. Like, what kind of crime led to that? And I actually filmed a car that was half submerged in like a pond one time, and that was pretty crazy. And I, figured it was stolen long ago. But yeah, man, true crime, cryptid, Bigfoot, UFOs watching above. It's crazy.
Guys, stick around in the UFOs, because I am going to play an old footage that everybody has seen, but I don't think I've ever talked about it on this channel. So I want to get Connor's point of view on this. So stick around. This is going to be in the UFOs. This is going to be, is it a mermaid or UFO? All right, this is a footage like back in 2013. It wasn't mermaid or UFO, mermaid or alien. I'm sorry. I mean, I think a mermaid and a UFO will look totally different. But it's a footage. I don't remember ever talking to Connor about it. Like, is this a fake? Is it real or not? What do you think? So I don't know why we never talked about this footage, but So I don't want somebody to chat go, Eric, that's freaking like 10 years old. Who gives a shit? This is 2013 mermaid or alien discovered by the ocean scientists in Greenland. I found this old footage again because I was looking up stuff in Greenland, which I couldn't find any paranormal stuff in Greenland, which is weird. I found ghost towns, towns that were actually left as ghost towns from the military when they decided to leave Greenland. They left it alone. But here we go. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, the hand.
I brightened it up on purpose. I did a closer look.
Yeah. I think that came from the Body Found documentary.
And then here's like a slower motion of it. And yeah, I don't think we ever talked about, do we, first of all, like I guess the first question to everybody in the chat, do we believe that this footage is real? Okay, so if you guys think it's real, the question is, they wrote on the title is, if it's real, if you think it's real, is it a mermaid or is it actually aliens? Now, remember, I actually watched Chad's podcast this morning where they had a guy who talks about UFOs coming from the ocean. So the idea of it being an alien is not out of the craziness, because there's people who believe that they are already here and they hide out in the ocean. So first of all, Connor, let's ask you a simple question. Do you believe the footage is real?
Initially, when I saw it years ago, I thought it was real, of course. But then I kind of put together that it was a show and it was, for entertainment. So I have, and a lot of people have debunked this evidence, So I have been programmed and led to believe that it's not real, but it is very interesting. That's all, it's very interesting. And when it first came out, it was compelling. But I don't think it's authentic, but I would love to be wrong on that. I definitely 1,000,000% believe in mermaids. There are more of them than there are of us. I believe in extraterrestrial bases that are underwater. I grew up on Lake Erie. There has been rumors of them in the Great Lakes underwater and in the Gulf of Mexico. I saw a UFO right over the water in Naples. So there's definitely a connection. I believe that there are thousands of continents beyond the wall. So yes, I think mermaids and aliens, they're the same thing. Well, at least mermaids are aliens to us. Not all aliens are mermaids, though. But yeah, I love this footage, but I don't think it's real. It's a film. It's a short film. It's a fake documentary. It's a mockumentary. And the Discovery Channel did this a lot for some reason. The Dyatlov Pass they dove into, and supposedly they made up wild man pictures, and then they have a cool thing. Again, mermaids, they go back to the beginning of time. Every civilization, every tribe has stories of them. There's so much that leads to it, and then they mock us right to our face with that. But again, it's very confusing as well, because I love the footage, but it also mocks us. So it's a weird situation to be in.
But beyond that, you still got, like Sean G said, I've heard dozens of stories from Great Lakes, aliens jumping into the waters. So it doesn't mean, even if, like you said, even if it's fully fake, doesn't mean mermaids don't exist. Doesn't mean aliens exist. I mean, shoot, all we know that mermaids are aliens that was planted here from another world, and they're here as, I don't know, guardians of the ocean, kind of like studying people. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I think they are probably more advanced than us, because water is the essence of life and they don't have to deal with petty responsibilities, the surface life. So I think that their abilities and their thought probably go well beyond us. But there are probably very bad ones, and ones that live at low level frequencies that probably are the ones that kidnap pirates. But then there's ones that heal islands and make sure everything is balanced and correct. So again, it's very interesting.
Here's this one. Monster Radio wrote, Eloquent spoke of water spirits that used to abduct kids or even help people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you go back to our very first video of the morning about that cryptic creature of Greenland that goes after kids from the ocean, from the water. I mean, water spirits, they could be mistaken as water spirits. So, like you said yesterday too, there's monsters of the lakes, oceans. There's just so much that we have never even explored because there's parts of the ocean we still can't get to because of the pressure.
Yep.
And even when the day that we're able to get there, are they going to tell us what they found down there? It's almost kind of wish, in a way, we have superpowers that we could actually go to every part of the ocean ourselves and go explore ourselves.
Yeah, I like to live my life knowing that when it's done and it's my next chapter, I'll get all the answers I was ever seeking. Like, I'll know which girls had a crush on me, which lottery tickets would have won, where the shark teeth were when I went right past. I'll get all the answers that I pondered on just in that instant of life and death and DMT flood. So
that's why,
just keep running full speed ahead and ask all the questions, and you'll get the answers one day.
That's why I think hopefully no time soon, when you and I finally hit the bucket, that maybe we're going to stick around on this, not to haunt people, to keep exploring.
Oh, for sure. I already got scheduled posts for the next 2 decades on YouTube. So if I croak early, they're going to still be like, oh, Connor posted today. So yeah. And then I would do that for YouTube. Like, that's just scheduled posts, like on the community tab. I would do it for videos, but it gets too cluttered. I just have my mom with my password, just in case anything ever happens to me.
Wouldn't that be funny, guys? I mean, not funny. We don't want Connor to leave this planet at all soon. But 10 years after Connor's gone, he's like, it's so weird. His video still pops up on TikTok every day, same time. There's a video that pops up on TikTok. And the weirdest thing is, Connor passed away 8 years ago, but this video was first found a year ago.
Ooh, that's where it starts to get paranormal. I like that. And then they'll be like the cult of Connor. He has his little minions hunting down the videos.
That's
energy is eternal, never created nor destroyed.
Here's an actual UFO footage. Cannot find one in Greenland. I looked. So I found one on the island of Hawaii. All right. I know it's not Greenland, but it's a UFO over Hawaii. Okay. This is UFO flying saucer over Honolulu, Hawaii.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Let me see if I can read that. Hold on. Oh, where the fuck is it? Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. Object found straight overhead, slowly moving back. On January 5th, 2015, a couple of my friends and I were skateboarding in Honolulu, Hawaii on a tennis court. Shit. Fuck skateboarding. I'd be surfing. That's just me. I noticed a silver chrome object directly above me. I pursued it. It was an airplane until I witnessed the object completely disappear in just seconds later. So this guy thought it was an airplane, like most of us will probably, first thing we see it, think it's an airplane. But apparently it just disappears. I told my friends what I just witnessed. We all looked up and the object had reappeared. We started at the chrome object for about 30 seconds before it vanished once again. Then around another 30 seconds had passed. The object was once again visible. So apparently in this footage, it goes off and on. And guys, why I'm looking over here, because I got a bigger screen, I'm reading it. So apparently, this footage goes off and on, and if it's an airplane shouldn't be going off and on. So here we go. In Hawaii.
UFO.
Hawaii.
Dude, is it? Dude, what the hell? It just disappeared. Where did it go? What?
Okay. See, what's interesting is I would just think there's something up there, but then it does disappear. Then apparently it disappears, it comes back, and there's that cool color thing to boom, gone.
Yeah.
And if it's an airplane, why would an airplane just be gone when it's right in front of you? No, let's slow it down in 5 seconds. I like that. I like that. Oh, by the way, guys, there is a cool UFO show tomorrow. Unidentified S4 tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon Eastern time. That's 9 o'clock Pacific time for us.
Hell yeah. I'm about to pop into there either from the office or from the field. So it's going to be a good time.
Yeah. And I'm getting better every single day. So if they let people jump on, I might be better enough to jump. I've been staying away to jump on other people's channels the last 2 days because I don't want, my own channel. I don't care what people think of me. But I don't want to go to other channels like, man, that guy sounds like shit. Well, because technically I feel like shit. So it's kind of interesting. I mean, I like it how he wrote it, why he thinks it's something unidentified because he was looking at it. It disappears. Then 30 seconds later, it reappears. Then it disappears.
And you get a good crowd reaction, authentic responses from multiple people. They see it with their own eyes. They captured it. Awesome footage. Awesome breakdown.
Yeah.
And now those are always in the sky. We just got to look up once in a while. That's why the Netflix movie told us don't look up.
And it's kind of like ironic, when they tell you don't look up, that's when people technically actually start looking up. It's like tell people do the opposite, and they'll do the opposite. It's just human nature.
Yeah, do not subscribe to my channel. Do not donate.
Yeah.
Don't buy my books.
Stay away.
Yeah.
Man, that's pretty good. It's unidentified. Don't know what it is.
And right there on the close-up, you can kind of see it's 2 tints of white, which is very cool. Different on thickness. So the driver's office is right there, a little to the right of center. Very cool. Yeah,
and I'm excited because I think yesterday you mentioned that Anthony's got some pretty good new footage of his own alien. I want to see that tomorrow on his channel.
Yeah, it's making its rounds on TikTok. Last I saw, it had a couple thousand. It was 2 spaceships flying, and Anthony was keeping up with him, man, and he was super hyped too. It made me hype. I was so excited. Like, Anthony is one of my favorite people in the UFO community. UFO community has a lot of fun people, like young and hip, but Anthony is honestly like inspiring to me because open minds, especially grounded people that have open minds, he's responsible. He has a family. He has people looking to him, and the fact that he can still have an open mind when it would be easy to not. Wow, that's what I like.
Yeah.
I love people like that. Same with you, man. You're a family man, and you're still pushing the boundaries of reality. And I'm sure your family thinks you're a little wild sometimes, but that's what created the family in the first place.
Listen, there's a reason why my daughter could watch horror movies and all that because I keep her mind open because you never know what's out there. My daughter does have a great open mind. Now I have a son who's he's more scientifically. He does. I mean, listen, everybody needs to debunk at some level. And my son really does a good job at debunking. So sometimes if I catch something, I show it to him. And I like to hear him debunk it because I like to hear his point of view. It's kind of cool. One's a real debunker and the other one is just like, yeah, why not? Why can't it be real? I love it. What is this? Tomorrow I'm being interviewed by the news in New York City. Holy shit.
Like, yeah,
you're starting a lot like Connor here. That's good. Good.
I love it, man. I love being proud of my friends. It's super cool. And the NYC vibe, man. I hope you guys can live vicariously through me with Florida, the swamp. But New York. So whenever I watch a movie about New York, or I hear someone's from New York, I think Anthony, Long Island Bigfoot.
Yep.
Those are my friends and family. Same thing with you in Seattle. It's so cool, this internet family, because you get to identify with people and maybe feel a little bit more. And isn't that what this whole thing is about? Life.
But that's not the real questions everybody's asking. There's probably a more real question. Probably people are pissed off. They're probably asking Eric. So Anthony's the UFO guy. So why in the hell did you make him a Bigfoot in your cartoon and not an alien? That's a good question. Because when somebody is known for one thing, why would you put him as that one thing? You put him as something totally opposite. Because that's when you get the true self of a person. So Connor's a Bigfoot guy, right? So I would actually I put Connor as himself. So that wouldn't work. It's like what? Okay, Connor would be Medusa.
But I play Connor. You know, like if on the cast, it's not going to say Connor plays himself. It's going to say Connor plays Connor. It's kind of like Neil Patrick Harris and Harold Kumar. Yeah. He's not playing himself. It's not exactly him. It's a version of him. So I'm just playing a version of Connor. Same thing with you. You're just playing a version of Eric. You're not playing himself. It's a version of Eric, and it gives you some fluidity. You know, I have power. I'm not stuck in this body. I am an aura.
You guys, listen to us. See, we're like true directors and producers. We're like, Connor should be. Anthony should be an alien. Fuck no. He's a Bigfoot. No, we're going to put him as Bigfoot, make him uncomfortable. I'll tell you what else is uncomfortable. It's the Mandela effect. So get ready to be uncomfortable.
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
Luke, I am your father.
That's a good question. Oh my God. Why didn't you have people like S4 and Dr. Wu just be their self, and you guys are like the A-team of paranormal? Listen, I am trying with these stupid networks to say, you want to get a real team? Come to me. I'll put a real team together. I'll get myself. I'll get Connor. I always said my team will have somebody from every community. Even though Anthony's all communities, but I would have the UFO, I would have Anthony, I would have Dr. Wu. We will go down and get us some we would get some mediums like Amber's Paraworld. We would go down to Florida. Actually, it'd be easy, right? Connor's already there. Get Matt. We would build a real fucking paranormal team. Just these networks, they want these college actors. They want these certain people, you know. Fuck that. You want a real paranormal team? You come to me. You come to Connor. We'll build a fucking team. Now, guys.
Did I tell you I applied for Kristen Stewart's TV show? She has a ghost hunting TV show, and I applied for it.
Hey, why not?
It's a LGBTQ plus ghost hunting show. So I said I'm an ally. I'm an ally of the community, guys. They need somebody like that. They need a cis male that, you know, has some flavor though. Like, you know, I have some friends.
I like that one guy on Discovery Plus, whatever his name is, the one who does Unexplained he's a good educated guy. He's a fun guy. But come on. You need some guys like us. I mean, some real personalities. You know, we would be like mountain monsters with teeth. Okay, we have teeth. That's about the only difference, right?
I got a couple more teeth than them, but I'm missing a few.
Now, this one, I don't care if you guys think this is Mandela effect or not. It doesn't really matter. This one is actually about the Golden Arch of McDonald's. What's cool about this is there's some logos that McDonald's uses that I've never seen before. Now, if that's a Mandela effect or not, I don't know. I know I haven't seen this, but it was very interesting. Like, wow, I've never seen that kind of a McDonald's logo. Is that just some states use or what? So this is more to me as having fun. So guys, check this out with McDonald's. Golden Arch. throughout the year. Shape of the arc.
Dude, that 1940s though was crazy.
15 cents. I wish 15 cents down. I said that become.
I like that one a lot.
But hold on. The weird one is coming up.
Oh, it's like two girls' legs.
I don't remember that one. Look at that. First that. Now, maybe you guys live in that state, that you're used to that, but I've never seen just like that. And I'm always wondering, if Hazel, if you're still in the chat, how do you not come up with it, but did somebody share something like that? How do you know there was a weird McDonald's shape that maybe a lot of people don't recognize? I'm always curious. That's just weird looking. That's just weird looking. Maybe, like I said, maybe it's always there. Maybe it's just certain states. I don't know, but still, where does somebody find that? Look at the close-up. There's a character inside that arc. What? I mean, first of all, look at that. What is it? Is that like a white cook? Like what? Where does that logo come from? Where did that character come from?
I know, it kind of looks like the peanut guy mixed with, the Monopoly man. And he found himself in a portal on top of the McDonald's restaurant.
He said, I found that by chance. That is chance. I mean, seriously. I mean, did you get hungry for McDonald's one day and typing in, looking for the app? I mean, how do you find that by chance? That's just weird, That's just like, it's like destiny. Like, look at this.
And look at the price, hamburger 75 cents. So that kind of gives us maybe a feeling for the year, depending on maybe it's like Wayward Pines, bro, and it's a whole nother reality. I honestly don't know.
I mean, it's almost like they did. I'm not saying this. Don't hate me, people. But like they try to do like an Asian character with the eyes slanted. I mean, I'm not trying to be, or maybe the eye's not slanted. You got like one eye up and one eye like this. And what's that sign say there? I'm Sperry. You see,
I'm Speedy.
I'm Speedy. Okay, that says I'm Speedy.
So where is Speedy now?
Oh, you know what? I'm watching this on here, but over here, yeah, I can see it. I'm Speedy.
Yeah, we've all heard about the Hamburglar, and Ronald McDonald, but where's Speedy been all along? I don't know. I thought I would have heard.
Look at that color. Look at that. and then the eye looks like it's all one big huge eye, one shut. It's like where has that character been?
Yeah. That looks like straight out of a bad trip.
And the reason I found that on his channel, because when you're kind of not feeling well, you're so freaking hungry. I mean, I've been trying to Speedy mascot. Let's type that in. Let's go to Google here. Let's go to Google, people. Here, let's share the screen. We'll all look this up together. Here we go. New tab. Speedy mascot image. That's a bigger look. Wow.
He probably caused so many nightmares they had to get rid of him, because you look closely, that's nightmare material.
I know, but of all the characters, it's like I never remembered this character. I know that's a real life man.
He looks like a melon head, bro.
Somebody should dress like that for Halloween because you wouldn't even know, like who are you supposed to be? Oh, I'm the McDonald character. Like what? Yeah. Wow.
That's pretty crazy. Definitely freaky. Isn't that cool how it's like a rabbit hole? Like it just started off as a mascot, and honestly, we found a new horror character.
I know. It almost reminds me of is it Happy Death Day when they had like the big puffy baby face kind of a thing?
Yeah.
It's almost like that in a way.
Yeah. You're spot on. And that movie is scary and good.
I've never seen that before in my entire life. No, that's the thing. I've never heard about it. And you think you would. You would think if you type it, I don't know why we'd be typing. Maybe you're typing in McDonald's to see calories of the food or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's so wicked. Oh, what is this? Is it? Look, there's a whole line.
Yeah. And him winking is definitely a sign. He's communicating across the boards, across generations.
I mean, that is pretty awesome. To the point where I'm just wondering, there's always a top 10 of everything, right? There's, of course, in Mandela effect, there's a top 10 like Mandela effects. Your Ann McMahon's, your the Bearstein Bears and stuff. I can see this being in the top 10 very easily because I can't see anybody remembering this. But now there was a time before McDonald's really had a law franchise where you have to do whatever the main company tells you to do. They were sold to individuals in the beginning of McDonald's life. And there was a lot of McDonald's that did tacos there, burritos, because they had freedom in a way without the franchise in a way. They could do whatever they wanted until now that's not possible. I'm wondering if this is part of that freedom where somebody could do whatever they wanted and they just did their own logos, but it was never fully adopted by the franchise itself, just the individuals who bought it during that time when they could do whatever they want.
I know one thing, that Wendy's got their template right there.
Has anyone ever seen the single arch? And that's the great thing about this video. We're tripping out on the single arch, but then you added this mascot. It's like you have a single arch and a mascot. It's like a double whammy. And I'm surprised a lot of other Mandela Effect channels are not talking about this.
Good find, Hazel.
I'm really serious. That's a fine job right there. That's a good find. Like of course, look at that one. That's a real long shape.
Yeah, it says 500. Wonder if it's Indianapolis or something.
Very cool. McDonald's original mascot license. I wonder if I type on here, does it tell me like I said, actually, on this other page, because it doesn't go over to the other page. Let me see here. It says that how long have you seen Speedy, a McDonald's restaurant? It's been there for years in Utica, New York.
Nice.
And that's upstate. Utica, because long time ago, I actually lived upstate New York for a little bit because that's where my wife's family is from. And before I decided I don't want to be on the East Coast anymore, I wanted to go back to the West Coast. We were going to check out some houses in Utica.
It all connects.
It did, yeah. We were actually going to look in Utica, but I wanted to get. I like the West Coast. That's just my area. I never liked Maryland. I hated Maryland. That was probably one of the worst places that I live. Actually, I don't know. New Jersey was weird too, because I actually live a little bit in Cape May, New Jersey. That was because of the military. Yes, guys, I lived everywhere. All right, I lived in New York, New Jersey, Maryland. It's like I live in all four corners of the United States. Only in the states that's connected to the ocean. I don't know why that is. All the states that I lived in were all connected to an ocean. Maryland, Cape May, New York. Of course, I'm from California. That's my hometown. But it's kind of weird. Never lived in a state that's not connected to an ocean. I mean, you're connected to a big time ocean.
Yeah, I'm in Florida, but growing up in Ohio, man, I had dreams of going to the beach and the Sunshine State. But living in Cleveland, I had Lake Erie, and if you woke up, with a blindfold right on the beach, and you just woke up right there, you probably wouldn't know better if it was salt water or fresh water, maybe by the color. But it's a fascinating place, and I'm just proud of where I came from and the journey it all brought me, and you're still young, so you might be landlocked one day soon.
Never know. Hey, if they give us a fucking channel show, we might have to relocate where the whole team has to relocate somewhere. I'm down. Speedy was used from 48 to 62. Oh, cool, Chris. That's good information. So that's when it was used the most. So are we saying that it was used 48 to 62, that those signs are not up, or
I would love to see a Ready Player One movie, like a new one, with some of the mascots, like Ronald McDonald and maybe the Chihuahua from Taco Bell, but Speedy and a couple of the older ones. It'd be really cool. We kind of got to taste that with Pixels, how it brought to life like Pac-Man and Donkey Kong, but Ready Player One knows how to do it. So it'd just be really cool to see some of these goofball mascots be brought in, because Ronald McDonald has killed way more people than most. I'd take Ronald McDonald over a fight over Pennywise.
Now, before we go, is Anthony, are you still in the chat? If you are, just bounce something. Now tomorrow's the show tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Pacific time. That's 11 o'clock East Coast time. We're going to be interviewing a creator, a movie creator, YouTube creator, short films, whatever kind of films, an awesome creator that I was going to try to build a link last night, but I was so tired. I needed some sleep. my brain was hurting last night. So I'll build all the links today. You know what I mean? When your brain hurts, that. What's the name of our guest, Connor, that's coming up tomorrow night? What's
his name? Is Mitch Cole. Mitchell Cole. He goes by Wake Up, Mr. Cole. He is the director of a movie called Derelict, a movie called The Lords of Lincoln County, also a short film called President's Day Mattress Sale. And then he's been in an actor in multiple movies, and then he just got the lead role to a feature film. It's a psychiatric thriller type mental movie. And it's going to be filmed in Tallahassee, and I'm super excited for him. And we plan on working together. He was just here a couple days ago, planning on some stuff out. Jack McClellan, the director of Void Cat and Zillafoot, was here earlier today. We filmed our remaining scenes for Phasmophobia, the Ghosts movie. We needed some close-ups of like my head like this, and then I went like that to the camera. It was very, very cool. I had to work out my neck, and we did it in my bedroom, and my fan was going, and I was breathing, and my hair was like propelling. It was very, very cool. So I'm super interested to see how that works. And me, I'm like a little Easter egg bunny guy. I love that kind of stuff. So when that movie's done, I'm gonna be like, man, we filmed that in my bedroom. Like, me with filming locations, I could see a water tower out of my window where Mitch, used for his movie, and then the movie's been filmed here, and then legendary podcasts all the time.
Huge. When they make it huge, they might remember us, and we'll be a guest appearance in one of his movies.
Yeah.
No,
you can act.
No,
I saw it in the cartoon.
Now, Anthony, I'm gonna be like ending the show soon, so if you can, when we end the show, I want you to jump on because I have a guest next week that's supposed to be something about ET, extraterrestrial, and I want to put this name across you to see if you heard of this guest for next Wednesday. Just want to know if you know about this guest. So the StreamYard's for you. If you can, if you can't, no problem. I'll talk to you off the screen. Connor knows about, he doesn't, I mean, I told Connor there's a guest coming for next Wednesday. I know we're going to premiere the cartoon at 8, but this guest is a 1-hour interview at 6 p.m. Pacific time next week before the show. It's the only time this guy could come on, but I want to get this name across with you to see if you heard of this person. So that, and I'm not having just some person just coming on who claims or something. Maybe, I don't know. I just trying to get some information. But guys, beyond that, you want me? Yeah, if you could jump on, I'm going to end the show, but you can jump on. I want you backstage so I can talk to you about this guy. Beyond that, guys, Connor and I appreciate you guys being here. Come tomorrow night. I'll have the link up. I'll build it after this show. It's going to be a kick-ass. We love interviewing people, creators, because learning how to other people, how they create might help us to create something to a next level that can help us out. You know, you never know. I mean, we're kind of creators ourselves. I mean, Connor has been in some movies, documentaries. He's going to be in a big documentary coming out with Matt.
If I'm not a creator, then nobody's a fucking creator.
Exactly. You know, and hey, cartoons, they're creations too. God damn it. So guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow night.